How's it going, everyone? I'm SirJames coming at you guys with another lightsaber, or in this case, Darksaber review. This time we're finally going to be taking a look at the one by Hasbro, which is the Force FX Elite Darksaber that they made. I've been waiting to get my hands on this one for a while. I kind of gave up hope as far as the pre-order goes, but GameStop called me literally 2 days before Christmas, and I just thought, you know what, Christmas miracle. But you know what, Christmas is done and over with. We're technically in the new year now, so I don't know if you guys have any main goals in mind. For me, I hope to attend some conventions. Hopefully WonderCon happens this year. I would like to go to that one. Besides that, I've already reached my career goal as far as YouTube goes, so I just hope to provide you guys enjoyable content throughout the year, and hopefully you guys are here to tag along with me throughout this journey. And besides that, January 30th, I'm going to be turning 32 years old, believe it or not, so there's also that to look forward to. So anywho, here we are, the Hasbro Darksaber, and man, oh man, Hasbro. Great job. All right, just get that out of the way. Hasbro did an excellent job, way better than what Disney did with the Legacy one. If you haven't seen the review, well, just to let you know, don't bother watching it. Just you could use that time to do something a little bit better. To kind of give you the gist of it, I wasn't happy with the Legacy one, honestly, and for the price point, even though this one is going to cost you like $40, $50 more. I think this is $250. It's $240 or $250, give or take. I basically straight out said I would wait for the Hasbro one. Here it is in my hand, and yeah, if you were picking between the two, get this one, and that's it. Later. Okay, well, let me give you the full review. Obviously, I just wanted to kind of, little memories from that video. So let's go ahead and start with giving you guys a closer look. So here is the Hasbro Darksaber. And first things first, this thing has got a lot of heftiness to it. There's a lot of weight going on with this thing. And just overall appearance is great. Over here on this side, where your basically hand will be covering, that is the speaker slot right here. On the other one, you don't have any speakers whatsoever. And what's cool is, let me go ahead and kind of activate this. Check it out. Now, I mentioned in the Legacy version that the camera made it seem like all four were lit up, but in the reality it was only two. I am happy to announce that without any camera work in person, all four lights on this are lit up. So the camera isn't making it seem like it's doing something that it's not. In person, all four of these on both sides are lit up. So again, that's the first great news over the Legacy one. But yeah, this thing's definitely got a lot of metal to it. There's two buttons here. There's the silver one, and there's a little black one right here kind of blending in. If we actually hold this down, this is going to then turn that off right there. And this one doesn't have a cover tech wheel, but there is a little slot here where you can put a D-ring, which a D-ring is going to be more accurate as far as the hilt goes. And let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. The only real disappointment that I have, and this is more of a nitpick at the moment, is that there is no D-ring provided with the products in the box anywhere, or at least already attached to the hilt. I would have wished that they would have had one on here ready to go, so that way when you get it, you can go ahead and just clip it onto your belt. I mean, the Legacy one was, even though that was a cover tech wheel, but I just, again, it's more of a nitpick. You can go to Home Depot and get a D-ring and add that on there. It's like no big deal. And I guess the other thing would be the volume of the hilt, but we'll get to that in just a moment. So besides the hilt, you also get a few extra things. First off, for that extra money that you're spending over the Legacy one from Disney, you are also getting a really nice stand for your Darksaber. It actually comes in a couple pieces. There's this little plastic piece that you just slide in, and there's a little plastic tab on top, so you can go ahead and take your Darksaber and display it onto your shelf. So again, for the extra money, you're getting a display stand, but that's not all you're getting. There's a few extra goodies here along the way, and this could be put basically either way. Now the cool thing too is that I did test this out. You can even have this displayed with the blade in the hilt on the shelf. So if you wanted to keep the blade in there for display purposes, you can still use the stand without any issues whatsoever. And obviously I haven't reviewed a lot of the Force FX Saber, so I'm pretty sure that's the common stand that you get with it. If it's not, feel free to correct me on that one. The next thing that you're also going to be getting is that you're going to be getting a charging cable and of course a tool that you'll need. The charging cable is going to be used to recharge the battery, which we'll show that in just a moment. And of course, let's not forget the important part as far as the Darksaber goes, and that is going to be the blade. Now you guys remember the Legacy blade, it was mostly plastic, a little bit less black on it, just like a little black strip, and I added tape just to somewhat make it better. I don't have to do any modifications on this one. This is a proper Darksaber blade by Hasbro. No tape, nothing added, straight out of the box, out of the packaging, done perfectly well. So good job on that one, Hasbro. But before we insert the blade, let's go ahead and start with the lesser stuff, which is, well, how do you charge the Darksaber? So what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be taking this tool right here, if the camera would stop focusing on the pilot back there, and you're going to be using it on this little slot right here. Insert the tool, go ahead and twist counterclockwise until it's loose enough to go ahead and remove the screw entirely. And just like this is removed. I like the little extra details in here, kind of makes it look like cables or wiring and stuff like that, just kind of etched in there. And then over here is your recharge port. Now if for whatever reason you needed access to that rechargeable battery, there is actually this side you can go ahead and remove the screw. So for whatever reason you needed to replace that, you have easy access to all those components right there. And to put it all back together, just slide it back down. And of course, line up these slots. Which, did I do so? Or did I do it backwards? Nope. Yeah, it only goes in one way, just so that way you guys are aware. Alright. And it would help if you also put the screw in the correct location. I was trying to put the screw in where the D-ring goes. That's what happens when you stay up late. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about the blade. How does that work? So by default, you cannot put the blade in the hilts. Again, blocking the pilot there. So if you look inside, there's no way to put a blade in. So how exactly do you do that? Well, you're going to go ahead and use the same tool again, and you're going to be removing this screw. It only comes off on the one side, as the other side is more a display piece. So you're going to look for the shinier one. That's going to be the one that you're going to go ahead and remove. Okay, once you do so, remove the screw once again, and I'm just going to go ahead and place this right there. And I'm going to put the tool there. And here's what happens next. This comes off, and you kind of see more of the reveal. And this part also comes off. And this top piece here actually has some weight to it. This is actually made of like aluminum or metal, which is pretty nice. Actually, all this has got like a nice hefty build to it. And now you can go ahead and insert your blade. So we're going to go ahead and take this, put it off to the side, bring over our blade. Then what you're going to do is go ahead and plug in the Darksaber. It only goes in one way. Slides down. Then you're going to go ahead and take the top piece. Slides in like so. And then you're going to go ahead and take that screw that you just removed. Try not to drop it. And put it right back in that slot. You know what? I'm just going to keep the mistakes in for this video just because it's the new year and I figured why not. Alright, once you have that done, the Darksaber is already inserted, good to go, and it's not going to go anywhere. And now we get to the fun part. Turn off this light here, and you're ready for a much proper lighting of the Darksaber. In 3, 2, 1. I started a little early, but look at the blade. Look at that. The Disney one was nowhere near that good. That is awesome. And then of course you hold that little black button down, and that will go ahead and deactivate. Obviously you still have the lights here, so if you just hold down that black button, there you go. If you hold it while you deactivate, it will fully turn off those lights entirely. Now, this is the other downside. Now, the D-ring was a nitpick, but this is probably the only true negative that I have about it. It's, I don't know, in my opinion, I feel like this could have been done a little bit better, is the audio, the volume. This is a very, very quiet Darksaber. Like, everything was just about perfect on Hasbro's side, except for the speaker. And again, the speaker is just right here. So mind you that if you are right-handed, you know, it's not a big deal because the speaker is still exposed. If you are a left-handed individual, here's the problem. Your hand is now covering that entire speaker. You can't really hear it at all. So just so you guys are aware. Obviously, you know, the actual board itself is not going to be as crazy as the custom lightsabers that I've been reviewing on the channel. But it's still nice for how it sounds. Give you guys a listen. And you still got your basic functions like see, and this is the interesting part. The overall sound is pretty low, but certain effects are pretty high. Like that, the clashing. And that's another thing I want to mention too, is that typically with the legacy lightsabers, you kind of have to like put a little force into it. I mean, no pun intended with the force joke. But here I barely tap it. Barely tap it. Now, here's the other cool thing, is that obviously you're paying Hasbro more money over the legacy one. Again, it's like $240, $250, so it's $40 to $50 more, and you already know that you get a stand and a much better looking Darksaber. But what else do you get? Well, this is what else you get. You also get the, kind of like with the custom sabers, you have where you can tap the button and it will make the effect like you are blocking a blaster bolt somewhere on the hilts. You get that same function with this Darksaber. And again, this one's going to be a little bit more subtle as far as the lighting goes. I don't know if that's even going to show at all. Let's reduce one of the lights here. I don't even know if it's showing on camera too well. I don't think these studio lights are helping, but when you're pressing the button at different locations, you actually get the blaster effect, which I thought was cool. And also with your extra money, you're also getting the either tip drag, or kind of like if you're cutting open a door or a panel. If you hold down the silver button, you can see the effect right up here. There you go. Don't focus on me, camera. So that is pretty neat right there. So overall, the Darksaber feels good in the hand. I do feel like depending on how you grip it, you could probably accidentally deactivate it depending on how your hand rests here. Because if your hand rests just enough, you could accidentally deactivate it. So you want to hold it to where your hand is just below the black button. If you do that, then you're going to be fine. But if you put it up a bit higher, then you're probably going to end up either deactivating or whatever the case may be for that one. And just look at that smooth transaction. Let's go ahead and go like this. Once more. Turn on the light here. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this one. Now, of course, there's going to be some comments where people are going to say, well, if you get, you know, if you spend X amount of hundreds of dollars, you can get a really sweet Darksaber. But we're not here to focus on the custom ones. We're specifically looking at the ones that are going to be a little bit more within people's budgets, between either the Disney Legacy versions or the Hasbro ones. And if you were someone that was currently debating between the two, honestly, for the money, this one is the clear winner. Again, if you were considering the Disney Legacy one, which, I mean, it's your money, you can do as you wish. My reviews are nothing but my own personal opinion. I think between the Disney Darksaber versus the Hasbro Darksaber, Hasbro one, hands down, is the clear winner. Like I said, the only huge negative is just the overall audio, which I don't remember if the Disney one was even loud or not. I can't remember, nor do I really care to remember. But yeah, just overall, you know, the speaker I wish was a bit louder. And as far as the nitpick goes, I wish it already had a D-ring attached to this, or at least one was provided inside the box, which again, you can go to Home Depot, pick one up for a few cents, so it's not too big of a deal. But other than that, I'm very happy about this. And I guess before we end off the review, you guys might be wondering, well, how exactly do you remove the blade now? You're going to go ahead and do the same method as you did to attach it, to then remove it. You're just going to go ahead and put the tool in on only the one side that it's going to work with. Remove said screw once again. Remove that. Remove that. Then you're going to go ahead and bring that one piece that I put over here, insert that back, insert that once again, and go ahead and put the screw back, tighten it up, and just like that, you are now ready to go. And you can go ahead then, take your stand, or you can keep the blade on, whichever one works for you, and there you go. So let me know what you guys think about the Hasbro Darksaber in the comment section down below. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next video review. And also, once again, happy holidays. And let's look forward to a great new year. At least hopefully something a little better, right?